Dad, what's for dinner?
Dad, we're hungry.
Dad, we're hungry.
Dad, what's for dinner?
Hey everybody, we're outside E Capital, a Chinese restaurant in Borger, Texas, ready to chow down on some great Asian food. Come with me and Sweeze and Swizzle and see how it goes. Alright, so we're here at E Capital in Borger, Texas. So far when we walked in, it wasn't too busy. They had a big sign outside that said grand opening.
Grand opening. This place has been open since I was in high school.
Yeah.
There used to be a super hot Asian chick here, which I think she was sold into forced labor.
Well, they also opened up a donut shop too in this small town. So I think they brought over at least 3 or 4 different girls. And then from there, they got old white Vietnam vet husbands from our small town. And eventually the guy brought 3 or 4 others. And then now they have a donut shop and they have the best kolaches in town. So it's definitely going to be on our list as far as donuts and kolaches. Because, I mean, looking at the presentation of the food so far, I mean,
Typical Asian buffet.
very solid. And, you know, $10 each for lunch.
Deal,
They had
dude.
sushi. They had a lot of stuff up there.
We too are Chinese buffet connoisseurs.
Yeah, very
So depending on how this goes, because
resident expert of China buffets, Sweeze and Swizzle.
depending on how many times the grand opening,
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's more like the health and food shuts you down,
yeah.
and then you got to reopen.
But you know what they say, 20th time's the charm, right? So what I really like about this buffet, $10 and they had so much sushi. So I thought that
That's
was
not
really
bad,
cool.
dude. Sushi's actually first bite. Sushi tastes like gas station sushi. I know it.
Nobody had gotten to it before us, so it's a little bit iffy because it's like, if these other 8 people in here that have been here for 30 minutes after opening haven't got to it, then
Yeah, there was the first time we get here. There's like what 6 cars in the parking lot. So I mean, you got to factor in. Besides the fact of using one car to get to work, there's probably a good four people trying to eat.
yeah, maybe 2 workers, so then 2 cars, and then maybe 2 other people there. So we just see another couple. Probably 2 tables filled. Atmosphere is very quaint, very quiet, very,
This is Tanner's date spot. Is what
very
he's
nice
trying to
place
say.
to bring a lady. Yeah, have a good deep conversation over some what is this, peanut butter fried chicken?
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. So far, Asian buffet standards, we're doing pretty all right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's the thing is like we used to crush Asian buffets.
Yeah.
I think that's what people don't realize.
I remember our most infamous moment here was it was like after a high school football game or so, or it was after something, and us and Sean came here, and then we ended up getting sick before we even left.
Oh yeah, dude, I threw up on the way out.
We paid, and then we ended up getting sick before we left. And then one of our friends from here was walking in with his mom, and he's just like, "Oh, it can't be that bad, can it?" And I'm like, "Never come back here, never." Hopefully,
again.
yeah, hopefully we don't have a part 2 of that. So, but so far, no.
As soon as we hit the outro, because I can't handle rice anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, that first bite of meat that I had with peanut butter all over it kind of feels like I'm having breakfast right now, which, I haven't ate yet today, so.
I wake up to Tanner screaming, "Are you making fucking quesadillas right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's like 11 in the morning."
Yeah.
So in the hopes of this video, if we do get food poisoning, good content.
Yeah.
But not gonna lie, it's kind of better than China Dynasty.
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking it slow. I love sushi. China Dynasty didn't have sushi, so. Yeah, no, I mean,
Sushi mainly reminds me of my ex.
they had a lot of variety up there. I mean, it's not a lot of food, but I mean, between 4 or 5 people in the fucking place, they're preparing for lunch and getting through it. So, no, this first plate I've had is amazing. It's like I love
Dude,
it.
you've taken 3 bites.
I know.
It's fucking
I
the
know.
best thing I've ever
All
had.
I need is one bite of the egg roll to know if it's good, though. That's for sure.
One thing that throws you off about this place I used to was the fact that I had actual Asians working here.
Mm.
So you're like, how do Asian people mess up Chinese food? And good, it's American, but still.
All you gotta do is microwave it, usually. Or not a good
Is it Chili's, Tanner?
I think I got 10 pieces of sushi for my first plate. Maybe that was a mistake.
See, the big thing I remember about this place is there used to be this like super hot, like, I don't know, they're Korean, I think. I don't think they're Chinese.
Yeah.
They're Korean, I think, but super hot. Like, it was 2010, super hot Korean waiter, and she would always be so happy to see us, and it would always be me, you, and Kev. And like just three dudes ready to take down their buffet, and they're like, fuck, now we gotta go cook more. We walk in and this lady's just always hitting on us. Then we come back like 4 years later out of college. And then she's just here, but she's like got a beer gut now. And you can tell like she's probably been ran through Russell construction workers.
Too many BLs.
Too many BLs with the boys.
I think she had like a 3-year-old, so yeah, that would have been the timing. So that would be the dream, you know. In Oklahoma, the dream was find a decent lady that's into comedy, take her to the Asian buffet, and go from there. But I mean, since we don't have a comedy scene in Amarillo, Texas, or the area, it's just like
Apparently there is one. This guy keeps inviting me every single week.
I have heard that. There was an open mic in Amarillo on Tuesday. But the guy that reached out to me was just like, so send me a link to your podcast. And it's like, you can't figure out YouTube or follow me on Twitter. Like, do you really need that? Do you really need me to send you a link? Like, I'm all about promotion. But we've kind of promoted the shit out of this. We've kind of
Why do you say
promoted
fuck
it.
you to the fans, Tanner?
No, I'm not
Episode
saying
1.
that. I'm just saying, like, we've already put out Sweeze and Swizzle podcast. Put that on the so people know, make it clickable, I guess. I guess there's one thing about when you do a YouTube channel of figuring out how to get it to everyone or how to make it accessible. So, I mean, when I made the channel, it was Sweeze and Swizzle's podcast. But the YouTube is Sweeze and Swizzle podcast. Like, I didn't realize that Sweeze and Swizzle need to be plural. So, I mean, I don't think it's a matter of people looking for Sweeze and Swizzle's podcast after they do YouTube. If you type in Sweeze, YouTube, I think you can find
you're thinking too much into it.
Maybe.
Like, I think if they just know Sweeze and Swizzle, they're like, all right, found the podcast.
Yeah, it's like Sweeze and Swizzle. Go to their Twitter. Eventually, they'll have links. I mean, I put it in my description on Twitter, so you might need to do that too.
Probably. But I'm in this for the hose.
What did we learn at West Texas A&M's MassCom program? You know,
What I learned is you gotta kiss ass. If you're not kissing ass, if you're making obscure rap radio shows,
yeah.
you will be X'd out quick after episode 4.
Yeah, so it's about branding. I feel like we got a pretty good brand here. I mean, episode 2.
Two fat dudes at the Chinese buffet.
Two fat dudes at the China buffet. That's pretty on brand for us.
I think too, it's like growing up eating buffets and then getting older and be like, wait, there's a restaurant where I can still get all the good shit at the buffet?
Right.
I thought you had to go to the buffet to get the shit. But then you pay the same price.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the focus with this channel is first episode, we went and had burgers. Second episode, we're at the China buffet.
We had to get back to our roots.
Yeah, we had to figure out what works for us and what doesn't. And, you know, our first episode, introduction, solid. Thank you all for watching. Outside of that, I think just being consistent with content and focusing on like what we want to put out there and not having it feel to be forced and making sure that we're having fun and always.
See, I think the big thing
So it doesn't feel like a job.
I think the big thing people don't realize. So I hate that. This is my thing I hate. I hate people who become fat later in life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, I can tell all the fat guy jokes. Like, I see this in the comedy scene where these dudes are just like, yeah, I'm a fat piece of shit. And all this, and they're just like telling jokes about being fat. And I'm like, bro, you're not like, you haven't been fat all your life. You don't know the trauma. You're not gastric bypass fat like I am.
Yeah, gastric bypass fat, yeah.
Like gastric bypass fat and then just being fat, totally different things. Trying to get some numbers.
Very nice lady.
Nice lady. I saw Tanner. I felt the table raise from Tanner's boner.
It's like, oh God, a woman's talking to me.
Oh God.
This is when I'm at my most vulnerable.
You're just like a scared animal backed in the corner, literally.
Yeah. We have to evict the corner table. She's gonna make out with me.
I'm just gonna make out with her.
She's gonna kiss me with my Asian.
Have you had any of the encounters like this? Like, have you ever tell me about a day when you went on
Yeah, so like
that it didn't end well?
I used to work at the call center, and it was like working night shifts. So I had to be there at 11. So it was 11 to 9. And then a lot of times they'd take volunteers, like who would want to go home. And I'd always want to go home because in between my house and work was a great Asian buffet. And before 3, it was like $8.
Yeah.
But at night, it was like hibachi, $30 a person.
Which one you lived on Meridian?
Yeah, this is when I lived in Oklahoma City. So
Okay, I know the buffet you're talking about.
I would drive to the nice place.
Out of my 4 times, I think we went to 3.
Yeah, it was awesome. So before 3, it was a hell of a deal. So I would say probably at least twice a month I would get off early. And then I would always hit up this buffet because it was like $8. So where in the call center I worked, it was very women driven. It was just like girls that go from call center to call center. So like it would always be me and like 8.
We're also whores, by the way.
Yeah, I was like me and 8 chicks, and then they'd get off the call center job and they'd go be a waitress, and they'd go be strippers, they'd go, like it was just a job that like a lot of single
Service
moms
industry.
had. Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
what I was doing is I was like one of the only guys in the class that wasn't gay. So all the gay guys would be like, yo, Tana, what's up? And I'd be like, hey, how's it going? And they'd be like, here's my friend Shaniqua, here's my friend Jasmine, here's my friend this. And it's like, over time, like 4 months into the job, it's like, dang, these people send people home like twice a week. Let's just go home, or let's go home early, go hang out for the day. And they're like, well, where do you want to go, Tanner? What can we do at 2:30 in the afternoon? And I said, I know the perfect place. So it's like me, 2 gay dudes, and like 6 chicks at the Asian buffet. Like that was the norm. That was
3
like,
gay dudes?
that was like peak Tanner. Peak Tanner in Oklahoma
There's a
City.
bunch of black chicks and gay dudes hanging out.
Black chicks, gay dudes, and Sweeze. So, that was a good way. I guess you would say the more average type of experience of leaving work early to go eat China buffet would be like me by myself at a table. 2 tables over is like a bigger chick that's by herself. She's like already got this planned out. She's like, all right, I'm gonna get my protein plate, I'm gonna get my rice plate, I'm gonna get my fruit
I'm
plate.
gonna carb load. I'm gonna get some dick load.
Yeah, she's gonna carb load and figure this out. So then eventually you just kind of like make eye contact, nod, just be like, what up? And then usually they're just like, hey, this dude at the China buffet is kind of friendly. And then
You're telling me the same signs for getting a fat chick at China buffet is the same signs as like gay dudes trying to suck your dick in the bathroom?
like what we would do in the college at the club is we'd go and we'd just see like the big booty girl shaking it and be like, yo girl, what up? Be like at the China buffet, yo girl, what up? But like in a more nodding manner, just like, hey, how's it going? So
See, I see these videos of these dudes being like they'll see a chick and they'll walk up and oh, hey, you look lonely, and they'll just sit with them.
yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
No, I would do that. I would say
I've had chicks try that before.
Yeah,
It's
so
like, is this seat taken? And I'm like, no, go ahead. And then they sit down, but like they're like not directly across the room, but beside it. And I'm just like, fuck, is this a date now?
yeah.
So in reality, they're just talking to me.
The more common occurrence would be like me and a random girl at a buffet in the afternoon in Oklahoma. And then I would usually
Weren't you making
nod.
fun? Did you pay to meet them?
No. So like outside of that, it would be like say hi, they come over, they sit. You ask them about like where they're from, what they do, like why are you at an Asian buffet at 2:30 on a Tuesday? And then they're usually like, oh, I got kids, I got a babysitter. It's like, okay.
Damn.
So then
Chicks
there's
usually like, hey, let's go get up this fucking buffet.
yeah. So they would drop
You're
their
gonna
kids
give me a
off and
minute
go to work.
before we hook up.
They'd go work for 90 minutes and then we'd go like we used to walk. This is like 2015, so we'd walk by the like Best Buy and the mall. We'd go downtown and look at fountains. Like I did this was just like my gorilla in the street dating in Oklahoma.
guerrilla warfare on the puss.
Yeah, so
See, I always say those where they pick up homeless dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get you a haircut. We're gonna take you out to eat, dude. Fuck that, man. We need to go pick up some hookers and do that.
no.
I started hanging out with these hookers in Lubbock because I was in AA real heavy, right? And it was 2 a.m. I'd have these meditation meetings. So 2 a.m. the only thing open in downtown Lubbock is either the bars or AA meeting. So these prostitutes used to always come in there because they didn't have to pay anything, and like they knew cigarettes were in there. They knew you could smoke inside. So they come in and then they're like, "What's up, y'all?" So I'd have these meetings. You're supposed to like chair. When I was chairing the meeting, you're supposed to like kick people out if they're fucking it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, dude. This is premium good because this lady, you had like these college kids from Tech, like 19, 20 years old, who had never basically got sent to rehab over smoking weed.
My parents got a Four Loko, and now I have to go to rehab in AA.
Yeah, exactly. So they're doing that, right? And I'm bringing in like, well, I'm not bringing them in. They're coming in themselves. So they're like street walking crackhead prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I just sucked this dude's dick for $20 and he just drove off afterwards. And they're like telling these stories, which I think are fucking awesome. They're hilarious. These kids are terrified. And they're like, is this really recovery? I'm like, this is fucking recovery, dude. Shut up.
This is real life.
This is real.
This is Anthony Bourdain. This is like what you get in a real time. Like this is the Sweeze and Swizzle Anthony Bourdain.
You keep drinking those twisted teas, you're going to be there.
And we're here to talk about it years later, you know. Just
You mean we're going to hang ourselves in
no.
like Anthony Bourdain?
No, but I mean this is solid though. Just typical Asian buffet experience with
Yeah,
Sweeze
this
and
is
Swizzle.
pretty good.
Yeah, very,
Yeah,
very
wow.
solid. This is easily.
I think this one was the one.
I think this is at least a 9 out of 10 for Borger standards. Amarillo does their buffet, so this is probably 9 out of 10 of the Panhandle.
Okay, we're leaving now, and I immediately feel like shit, so I never rated it a 10 out of 10. That was Tanner.
That 9 out of 10 is going down to like a 6 because we're sick before leaving the parking lot.
E Capital grand opening. I'm gonna give it a surprising 4 out of 10.
4 or 5 out of 10.
But like and subscribe. Small Town Eats, Sweeze and Swizzle podcast. Regular podcast coming in
This weekend.
this weekend.